before I go ahead and start the video, I do want to introduce this new concept that I'm bringing on to my channel, and it's going to be called ProsperTea. The whole purpose of this series, ProsperTea, is to answer questions that will help you guys level up in all areas. I mean, we're going to be talking about health, we're going to be talking about relationships, we're going to be talking about finances, we're going to be talking about business, we're going to be talking about confidence, personal development in general, okay? I'm going to spill some tea about me, and you guys are going to spill some tea about you guys, but the whole point of us spilling some tea is for us to get prosperity, okay? I'm so freaking cheesy. I would highly recommend you guys to also grab yourself a cup of tea while you guys watch this video and just relax and enjoy this time together between me and you. Cheers. Ding. Let me take a sip. The tea is hot. So the topic of today is going to be about financial freedom and being able to travel around the world. Because a lot of you guys have been asking me some questions about how I am able to travel around the world. You know, I have been, in the beginning of 2021, I was in 4 different countries in a span of 2 months, and I was still able to work. I was still able to support myself, and you guys were curious on how I was able to do that. I'm just gonna be giving you guys my personal advice and things that I have learned. I am by no means an expert in this area. I'm by no means like freaking rich and I know what I'm doing. Like, no, I am just a girl figuring my life out, figuring my shit. I'm just a 23-year-old girl learning how to grow up and be financially independent and still live a life that I dream of. Like, this is just me doing my thing and sharing with you guys what I know, okay? So take everything that I say with a grain of salt, and please just do your own research and try to figure things out for yourself as well, just like I'm doing, okay? Best business for a girl your age to do, regardless whether it's a girl or a boy or whatever age you are at. I feel like every person, every individual should start a business that they're passionate about, because
if you had a business that you were passionate about, then you would know what it takes to run a business, but you don't.
This just reminded me of the Kardashian thing. But no, you need to start a business that you're passionate about in order for it to be successful, in order for it to become like financially abundant. Because if you're not passionate in it, it's going to be very hard to get to that point. Most likely, if you're not passionate about it, you're probably going to fail, because you're not going to want to put in the extra work that it requires for it to become successful. So to answer the question, a best business for a girl your age to do is a business that the girl is passionate about regardless of their age. Do what you are passionate about. And my number one advice that I have learned, always know your why. Why are you doing it? Think about like an issue or a problem that you would want to solve, and let your business be that solution. You know, I have business ideas, but then I was like, oh, I think it's just fun doing it. But fun doesn't make a business, you know? It's the why and it's the purpose of the business. On to the next question. How to quit your 9-to-5 and live the laptop lifestyle. I think it's very important to first know your plan. I'm all about security and actually planning things out. Yes, I'm spontaneous and I'm just a go-getter and I will drop anything to get what I want, but you need to have a plan. You need to be strategic with it. So instead of just thinking about quitting your 9-to-5, think about how you can allow your 9-to-5 to sponsor your dreams, if that makes sense. Start that side hustle. Start that career while you're still in your 9-to-5 job. Yes, it's gonna be harder because you're gonna be pretty much working 2 jobs. You have to realize that you need to put in the work. that requires to do such a thing. If you're trying to have the laptop lifestyle, first you need to figure out which career you want to build, whether that is starting an online business or whether you're counseling, whether you're trading, you're gonna become an influencer. What are you going to do? You have to determine what is it that you're going to do. And it could be more than 2 things. It could be more than 3. But once you determine it, you have to start working for it. You have to start doing it while you're in your 9-to-5 job. And yes, you may not be able to socialize that much. You may have to cut down your Netflix time. You may have to wake up earlier. But these are the things that you will have to do to get the things that others also want but are not willing to do. Get out of your comfort zone and, push yourself to do 2 jobs at once. One that is your dream job and one that pays the bills. Once you start seeing some money coming in from that side hustle and you see that it's becoming stable and you're like, okay, I'm actually making money of this side hustle, then I would recommend you to quit your job so that you can go put all your energy into that side hustle, because then so much more money is going to come because you're putting so much more energy into it. So then, you're going to succeed and then you can live that life, okay? So that was my advice. How do you manage to travel and live countries you want to live in, like financially speaking? Okay, so this question has been the most asked question. Like literally I get so many freaking questions about this. Number 1, it's the job that I have. I do not have a desk job. I don't have a job that requires me to stay in a specific location. So that's how I'm able to travel all over the world. Luckily, was able to create a following on my Instagram that was able to allow me to monetize, which I am so grateful for, and that's why I'm so grateful for your guys' support, because you guys are actually allowing me to live a life like this. The Women Prosper app, and then I sold my decks for Women Prosper, and I have Beige Boho, which I sell like clothing. So those are also other sources of income that don't require me to be in a specific location. It used to, and I want to put a disclaimer, when you do have your own business and you are deciding to ship your own stuff, you will need to be in a specific location for that unless you hire somebody or you outsource. So once I outsourced my shipping, I was able to just travel everywhere, and I highly recommend that, especially if you want to be able to travel a lot. Always find ways for you to outsource. Another very big thing is when it comes to traveling, how I did this year, I did not have rent to pay, and that's like a very big important thing. If you want to be able to travel the world everywhere you go, don't rent, don't sign a lease. Do not have a place to stay that you are bound to. That money that you're paying on the rent could be spent in flights and accommodations at other places that are cheaper. If you choose wisely, other countries have way lower costs of living. How much money I make can be a lot of money in other countries, so then I can kind of like leverage the currency in a way, because I'm just like, hold up, I can live really good with the money that I'm making. Rent is like definitely a big factor. Like make sure, like if you guys are able to live with your parents, I will highly recommend you guys to do that if you want to be traveling a lot. Like right now, I am living in my dad's home, and I have no problem and I have no shame saying that I'm living in my dad's home, because it's allowing me to save money. It's allowing me to, be able to travel whenever I want. I literally can go, like this weekend, I could be like, okay, I'm going to go to this place, and that's fine. But of course, not everybody is fortunate enough to have a place where they can stay, like their parents or like that, and I completely understand. I would then just recommend getting an apartment that doesn't cost that much money, so that you can just have a place to store your things and have a place where you can get mail, but make sure it's not that expensive so that you can use the money that you would use on rent to travel. Another thing is, try to find a travel buddy, because once you have a travel buddy, you're going to be able to share some costs. when it comes to accommodation, transportation, and that kind of stuff. So when I was traveling that much, I was traveling with my boyfriend at the time, which is now my ex-boyfriend. And you know, we were splitting costs about things, so it really helped a lot when it comes to like financially traveling, and I highly recommend you doing that with a friend or a boyfriend or a family member. And I want you guys to remember, traveling is the best investment you could ever make. Memories are something that is so priceless, you guys. Like all the traveling that I did, I would never trade that for the world, because it gave me so much experiences, you know what I mean? And like, there's no price for that, because that's what life is about. You know? I am 23, working a corporate job, and all I want is financial freedom in a fulfilling career. My ideal career would allow me to travel, be positive influence for other women, and give me financial freedom. What advice would you give me? Thanks for doing this. Okay, so I pretty much answered that question. Think about a business that you can do that will help you positively influence other women, because, you know, once you are your own boss, then honey, you have full control and you will be able to live the life that you want, because you're the boss. That's long term. It's not going to happen overnight, but that is the goal. Or you can always find other like companies that hire people remotely, like don't need you to be at the office. You can work from the laptop. Do your research. Do your research, you guys. If you want something, you need to go ahead and get it. You need to stop thinking about it. You need to stop, you know, being like, well, I want to. Then do it. Be about the action. Like Beyonce says, be about the freaking action, you know? Like, go do your research. If you want to positively influence other women, take down a piece of paper and write how, you know? And like, just put everything down and piece everything together and do your research and go for it. You know, like, start by baby steps. Don't let the big picture overwhelm you. The fact that you're getting overwhelmed is because you're thinking big, and that's good. Don't ever allow yourself to think small. You deserve big things. But just take it day by day, because baby steps end up being big freaking steps, big results, okay? I feel like I kind of answered that question. If you guys have any more questions specifically about what I have been talking about, please let me know. See, this is my passion, and this is something that I am consciously doing to create the life that I want, which is helping other women to create a community where we can support each other. And honestly, the best way I can think right now of doing that is by sharing with you guys what I am doing to transition to the woman that I want and to create the life that I want. So if I can share with you guys what I am doing and it's going to help you guys, I am fulfilling my purpose. Even if this video gets like 100 views, I am so grateful for these 100 people, for you 100 people watching this video, because I only need to be able to inspire, encourage at least one of you guys. If I do that, I'm fulfilled and I'm happy. So cheers to that, you guys. I am going to be posting episode number 2, which is going to be posted next week, okay? If you guys have any other questions that you guys can think of right now that's outside of this topic, please message us on Woman Prosper on Instagram, DM us, and I'm going to be checking the messages, and then I'm going to be considering your question for our next episodes. So bye, you guys. Love you.